everyone, welcome to Unique Whimsy. Today we are dressing up a page. I was flipping through the flow journal and I'm like, I'm just gonna one by one pick out pages that I'm not so thrilled about and just fix them up a little bit, make them pretty. Especially the beginning of a signature, you want that to be something that inspires the person to dress up the rest of the pages, so that the whole thing comes out to be one giant masterpiece, if you will. So getting some white paint, and I don't want to fully cover up everything, so a little water is required just to get this smooth and flowing. So I want some stuff to be recessed in the background, and particularly the greens I don't mind as much, so I'm going to leave them with less paint on them. So yeah, I saw this. I'd been doing it for a while, but then I saw somebody do a video on it, and I think it was Shabby Dabby Doodah, but been somebody else, Nick the Booksmith, or one of those guys, and she was dressing up, what some people like to call ugly paper. One person's ugly paper is another person's beautiful paper, so it's just obviously, left up to opinion. But I really like the idea because certain colors and certain styles are not really my thing, but I still want to use my supplies, and I think that scrapbook paper is pretty useful if you know how to fix anything you don't like. You don't have to necessarily get rid of it. I once heard that somebody here on YouTube doesn't like the hot buy paper pads. They think it's gross. They just don't like any of it. I'm like, I love it. I mean, I know that there's better pads like K&L and Maggie Holmes and Tim Holtz and Amy Tangerine. I'm trying to think of the other really good brands, and obviously Graphic 45 and a bunch of other brands have really amazing detail of color. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow here. It's just really, really unique stuff, especially with the double-sided. The double-sided paper is very special. But the hot buy paper pads, I don't know. It's kind of like, they're definitely good enough. I have some pads that I really love what they did with it. I have a Christmas pad, and I got 5, maybe 6 of them. It's so good. It's so happy. Like pastel colors and just really silly cut aparts and that type of thing. So I like that. I feel like it's a little bit dark in here today, and I don't know why, because it is hot outside. Very, very, very hot. And I'm liking this a bit more. I think that after this we might want to add a little bit of some book page. And I do have my heat tool here, and I don't like the sound of it, and I don't want you guys to have to hear it, but I'm not good at editing, so this video comes with a disclaimer. I'm going to use my heat tool. I'm going to get a little bit of paint on her too, on purpose, just to give it a cool look. Okay, now I see places that I want more coverage, so I'm going to add just a little bit more paint in those areas. What's nice about paint is it does make the paper stronger, like Mod Podge. So it's fun to give it more weight to it. There we go. That is looking good, looking good. Okay, so I am satisfied with that. I would like to do the other side, so I think I'm going to put a little heat on it. My crepe paper over here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's getting a little wrinkled. Might have to put like Mod Podge on it or something to make it nicer. Okay, I'm hoping that did the trick for the most part. Don't mind if a little paint gets on this. This is why I put this down. So, I absolutely did not like this yellow though. It's super bright. I don't know why I was thinking that way. Water in here. And it's fun to individually take out the pages and dress them up, you know, make them pretty and, you know, get them where you want them to be, and then put them back in, you know. Once you bind in a regular book, you know, when you sew it into the signature or to the spine, you can't pull it out to do mixed media on it. You just have to work in the book, which I find this to be way more convenient for mixed media, especially when we use a stencil or want to do stamping. It's a bit easier than working in a book. So there we go. All right. Here we go with the heat gun. So I lack patience. Okay. And I can see as it dries, the back image is kind of popping out more, and I think that that's really cool. There is one thing that I want to do while I still have my brush out, but it isn't really the best brush for it, but I just wanted to do a little bit of splatters on this piece here, and then some splatters on the girl. Okay, cool. Now I have some extra paint here on my brush, so I'll just go like that, stick that in the water. I'm gonna look at what time we have here with 10 minutes in, and I think we're going to do some inking, some stamping. Gun doesn't mess around, this heat tool. It's very hot. Ask me how I know. Just joking. I haven't burnt myself on it. Knock on wood. Alright. Okay, then we have these cool branches. One of the first stamps I ever got. I really like it. I think it is super pretty. And I think Jamie's like me in that if it has plants, it's a good thing. I really like plants. Then we have another side, and I'm not even gonna bother cleaning in between because we have 4 choices here with this stamp. It's very cool. So I like this stamp a lot. Perfect. Okay. And I will clean it afterwards. Now I think I want black ink. Yeah. And then I think I was going to edge around it with brown, but I might want to instead use instead I think I would like to use pink to go with the roses and the crepe paper, but I'm not sure. There we go. I think she got a little ink on her, but that's okay. There we go. And I don't know why I chose the swan. Probably because it was there, but I like it. It's okay with me, you know. But I like fast and furious. I mean, I of course normally would do a butterfly, but a piece of scrap paper. Really like this technique where you, if you only want to stamp half of something, you can do it like that. And I think that that looks pretty good. And not to ruin this piece of paper here, I'll just finish doing some stamping on it. It's always fun to go through your scrap papers and do lots of stamping. That way, when it comes to putting together some signatures, you can already have some things on it. It's very cool. Very, very cool. And then I'll stick that right back into my scraps. So I'm going to keep decorating this, but I'm going to sign off now because I don't want the video to be too long and have trouble uploading. I think I'll show you some inking around the page and then sign off and keep. I have to decorate the other side. And when I come back on, I'll show you what I did. I just don't want the video to be horrifically long. So this is something called punchinella. It's the stuff that is left over after making sequins. And it makes for a great stencil. And a friend of mine gave me a bunch of it. She gave it to me in all different colors, so I know that some people actually don't use it as a stencil but adhere it down to their page or their ephemera. So that's kind of cool. I like grunging up the page. That. Like that. I think that is good. We can call it a day for this side. I might have to put just a little something there. Okay. So there it is. And I think what would be really cool is maybe some metallic, maybe embossing powder. I don't know what more I'm going to do with that. And then this side, I think I'm going to coordinate it with this fabric here. So I will come back on the next video and show you how I finish this side, and probably we'll be on to a new project. So thanks so much for watching, and have a fabulous day. Bye bye.